This is going to be a complete pre-trip inspection for a Vermont school bus exam. It's going to be repetitive and systematic because when you arrive for your test, you don't know if you're going to be doing a complete inspection or a partial one. The computer will randomly choose for you to do certain sections of the bus, but may have you do a complete inspection. I'm going to teach it this way so you don't have any surprises. You will be tested to see if you know whether your vehicle is safe to drive. You will be asked to do a vehicle inspection of your vehicle. You must point to or touch and name the item you're inspecting and explain to the examiner what you would inspect and why. You're going to start by approaching the bus and noting that it is not leaning one side or the other, which would indicate a suspension or a tire problem. And then approaching the bus further, you'll note that it is a National School Bus Yellow. The school bus sign is clearly visible and 8 inches. The clearance lights are not cracked or broken and they are the proper color. The 8-way lights are not cracked or broken and they are the proper color. The windshield also is not cracked or broken. The windshield seal is intact and it is not leaking and securely mounted. The inspection sticker is valid. Moving down, you'll see that the license plate is securely attached. Looking under the bus, you'll see that there are no leaks and there is nothing hanging down. Approaching the passenger side, you'll start with the mirror and note that they are not cracked or broken. The mirror mounts are securely attached and there are no nuts and bolts missing. The passenger side directional lamp is the proper color, not cracked or broken. Passenger side headlamp is the proper color and not cracked or broken. Passenger side crossover mirror is not cracked or damaged. And the mounting bracket is secure and there are no nuts or bolts missing. The driver's side crossover mirror is also not cracked or damaged. The mounting bracket is securely mounted and there are no nuts or bolts missing. The driver's side headlamp is not cracked or broken and it is the proper color. And the driver's directional light is not cracked or broken and it is the proper color. The driver's side mirror is not cracked or broken. It is securely mounted and there are no nuts and bolts missing. Next, we're going to look under the hood. So we will release the latches. We're going to start with the windshield wiper. Going to make sure that the rubber is in good condition and that there's proper tension on the wiper. The coolant reservoir is securely mounted. It's not cracked. It's not leaking. The coolant lines are securely attached. They are not leaking and the clamps are all in place. The intake manifold is securely mounted, not cracked or broken, not damaged. All the clamps are in place. The intercooler hose is securely mounted, it's not damaged, not leaking, and all of the brackets are in place. The fan blade turns freely. There are no missing blades. They're not cracked or damaged. The alternator is securely mounted. There are no nuts or bolts missing, and the wires are not damaged or frayed. The belt has less than 3/4 of an inch play and is not frayed or damaged. The water pump is not leaking and is securely mounted. The radiator has no leaks in it, and the radiator hose is not damaged and has no leaks in it. The frame is not bent, it's not cracked, has no illegal holes or welds. The windshield washer fluid reservoir is securely mounted and is not leaking. We also want to note that the oil filter is not damaged or leaking. It's securely mounted. Moving on to the suspension, we want to note the front hanger, the leaf springs, the U-bolts, and the rear shackle are all in place. They're not damaged or broken. There are no missing nuts or bolts, and the leaf springs are not shifted in any way. The shock absorber is securely mounted. It is not leaking. All the nuts and bolts are in place. The front axle is in place. It does not appear to be cracked or damaged. Moving on to the air brakes, you can see the air canister is not damaged or broken, and it is securely mounted. The slack adjuster and push rod have less than 1 inch of play on it. The air hose is not damaged or broken, not leaking. The ABS wire is not damaged or broken. The brake shoes, as you can see through the dust cover, you would have to get a flashlight and get under the bus and really look. But the examiner just wants to know that you know what you're talking about. So you can see in there that the shoes have more than 1/4 inch of liner left on it, and there's no oil or sludge on the brakes. And you can also see that the brake drum is not cracked or broken. Looking at the tire, both the inside wall and the outside wall has no cracks or bulges. The tread is evenly worn, and there's more than 4/32 of an inch. On the wheel is not cracked or broken. No illegal welds. Is not damaged. Valve stem is securely attached, and when you're doing your pre-trip with the examiner, it will have to read between 90 and 110 pounds. The lug nuts are all tight and secure. There's no rust or shiny streaks indicating looseness. The oil seal is intact and not leaking. All the bolts are in place, and the oil level is full. The mud flap is securely attached and not damaged. And moving around to the other side, we'll inspect the engine compartment on the driver's side. Again, we'll start with the windshield wiper, making sure the tension is good and that the rubber is good on the wiper. Looking at the air chamber, the air brake chamber is securely attached, and the air hoses are securely attached. They're not cracked or broken or leaking. The fuses, the fuse box is securely attached or not damaged or broken. The wires are not frayed or damaged or broken in any way. The transmission fluid is full. During inspection, you'll actually pull this out, look at it, put it back in. Same with the oil. You'll pull that out and check it, and then you'll note that it is properly filled. This is the fuel filter here. It is not leaking, it's not damaged or broken. The intercooler hoses on this side are intact, securely mounted. They're not broken or leaking, and all the clamps are properly in place. The frame on this side is not damaged, it's not cracked or broken. There are no illegal welds and no illegal holes. We also want to make note of the fuel water separator is intact. It's not cracked, broken, or leaking. And we make note that there is an air compressor back here out of sight. It is internal. It is gear driven. It is cooled by engine coolant and lubricated by engine oil. Moving on to the steering system. The steering column is not bent. The U-joints are not loose or broken. The gearbox is not cracked or damaged. It's securely mounted with all the nuts and bolts in place, and it is not leaking. The pinion arm and the drag link are both secure, not damaged. The connecting rod is not damaged, and all 4 castle nuts and cotter pins are in place and not damaged or broken. There are 2 at the end of the drag link and 2 at the ends of the connecting rod. The steering fluid container is securely mounted, is not cracked or broken or leaking. Moving on to the suspension system again. The front hanger, the leaf springs, the U-bolts, and the rear shackle are all in place, securely mounted. There are no missing nuts or bolts. There are no missing leaf springs, and none of them are shifted. The shock absorber is securely attached. It is not leaking. Also noting, the front axle is not damaged and it's securely mounted. Again, the air canisters. The air canister is securely mounted, is not damaged or leaking. The slack adjuster and push rod are securely connected and there's less than 1 inch of play. The air hose is securely connected. There are no cracks or leaks. The ABS wire is not broken, damaged, or frayed. Again, looking inside the dust cover hole, you would also need a flashlight to do that. You're looking for more than 1/4 inch of liner on the brake shoe and that there's no oil or water on the liner. And again, you can see that the wheel housing, the hub, is not cracked or broken. The tire, again, the inside wall is not cracked or bulging, and the outside wall is not cracked or bulging. The tread is evenly worn. There's more than 4/32 of an inch of tread. The wheel has no illegal welds, no cracks, no damage. The valve stem is securely attached and has between 90 and 110 pounds. The lug nuts are securely, they are tight. There are no rust or shiny streaks. The oil seal is securely attached. All of the bolts are in place and the fluid is full. The mud flap is also securely in place and not damaged. Now moving to the driver's side, we'll inspect the side of the bus, starting with the battery box. We open the box. We pull out the battery tray. We note that the batteries are not cracked or bulging. The wires are all securely mounted. They are not frayed, damaged, or broken. We move on to the air lines. We open each one, ensuring there is no water or sludge coming out of them. Next, we want to make sure that the exhaust pipe for the Webesto system is securely attached. Now we check the driver's side glass. Make note that all the glass is not damaged or cracked. The seals are all in place. The emergency windows are clearly marked and there's reflective tape around each of them. The clearance or marker lights on top are not damaged or broken and they are the proper color. The reflectors are also not damaged or broken and they are the proper color. The stop sign moves freely and the lenses are the proper color and they are not damaged or broken. And moving down to about midsection of the bus, just in front of the tires, we're going to be looking at the drive shaft and seeing that it's not bent or damaged and that the security hangers are all in place. On the other side is the exhaust, and that is not damaged or broken and not leaking. The frame is not damaged or broken. There are no illegal welds and no illegal holes. And you can see the air canister is not damaged or broken, securely mounted. The slack adjuster and push rod, if you got under the bus, you could see that it has less than 1 inch of play. The air line is not damaged or broken. The front hanger and the leaf springs are not damaged or broken. The leaves have not shifted. The nuts and bolts are all in place. There's nothing caught between the tires. And we'll move on to the tires. All right, standing by the rear tires, we'll note that there are no cuts or bulges in the tires and that they are evenly worn on both tires. You'll measure them. There has to be more than 2/32 of an inch on each tire. The valve stems are all in place and secure. You'll check the pressures on them, and they have to be between 90 and 110 pounds. The wheel is not cracked or broken or damaged, no illegal welds. The lug nuts are all secure. There's no rust streaks or shiny spots that would indicate looseness. The oil seal is in place, all the bolts, all the nuts are in place, and it is not leaking. The mud flap is securely mounted and not damaged. Now moving to the rear of the bus. We're going to note that the school bus sign has letters that are 8 inches. The upper clearance lights are not cracked or broken, and they are the proper color. The 8-way lights are also not broken or damaged, and they are the proper color. The glass is all intact and not cracked or broken. The seals are all in place. There's no damage. Looking at the backup lights, they are not cracked or broken. They are the proper color. The brake lights are all not damaged or broken, and they are the proper color. The directional lights are all not damaged or broken, and they are the proper color. The reflectors are not damaged or broken, and they are also the proper color. The license plate is securely attached, and it is valid, and the license plate light is not damaged or broken, and it is the proper color. The rear door opens and locks open. Weather stripping is secure, it's not damaged, and there are no tripping hazards down the aisle. Looking under the bus, we also see that the fuel tank is in place. It is not damaged or broken, and there are no leaks. The exhaust is not damaged or broken, and there are no leaks. And it does not stick out more than an inch from the bumper. The frame is also not damaged or broken, no cracks, no illegal welds, or no illegal holes. From the rear, you can see the airbags, part of the suspension. They are not damaged or broken, and they are not leaking. Moving to the passenger side of the bus, we're going to be looking at the tires again, noting the sidewalls are not cut or bulging. The tread is evenly worn, and it measures more than 2/32 of an inch. The wheel is not damaged or broken, no cracks, no illegal welds. The lug nuts are in place. There is no rust or shiny streaks indicating looseness. The oil seal is in place, it is not leaking, and all the nuts are in place. The valve stem is securely attached, and there should be between 90 and 110 pounds of pressure. The mud flap is securely attached and not damaged. Looking under the bus from this side, you can again see the exhaust is not damaged or leaking. All of the clamps are in place and is securely mounted. The drive shaft is not bent or damaged, and all of the hangers are in place, all the security hangers. Looking back at the air canister, it is not damaged or broken. It is not leaking, and the flag adjuster and push rod have less than 1 inch of play. The air hose is not damaged or leaking, and the ABS wire is not frayed or damaged. The front shackle, the front hanger, the leaf springs are not damaged. All the bolts and nuts are in place. None of the leaves are missing, and none are shifted, and there's nothing caught between the tires. The frame is not bent, damaged, or cracked, and there are no illegal holes or welds. Now looking at the passenger side of the bus, we'll note that the fuel door is intact, that that it works, and the fuel cap is not damaged or broken. The passenger side glass is all in good condition, not cracked or broken. All the seals are in good condition. The emergency exits are clearly marked and reflective tape around them. The reflectors are in place, not damaged or broken, and the proper color. The clearance lights or marker lights are all in place and not damaged or broken, and they are the proper color. The door light is not damaged, cracked, or broken. It is the proper color. And the DEF door is not damaged or broken, and the cap is not damaged or broken. Moving on to the service door. The glass is all in place. The seals are all in place. They are not cracked or damaged or broken. The door works properly. The door seals are all in place. And they are not damaged.